Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? I'm sorry, talking shit. YDBT Daily coming at you. I'm trying to get this the thing set up. I don't touch the stuff and it just fucks up. It's kind of crazy how technology works nowadays. Totally being like a boomer. Make sure I can hear you guys. If I can hear you guys, make sure everything's good because I think I went live yesterday on the Patreon and I think it's fucking with the settings. It's all super jacked up. So as long as you can see me and hear me, just let me know if you can hear me. Cool. So today what we're going to talk about is the post. That's right. The post that actually got people pretty pissed off. The LS9 is gone from the ZR1. And all of a sudden, people are shocked that I actually came through. And ended up Coyote swapping the ZR1. Did you guys think I was just fucking around? Did you guys think I was just messing around? You guys thought I was just kidding? I don't mess around when it comes to that kind of stuff. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm pretty serious. So I ended up literally Coyote swapping a ZR1, and people, I think, thought I was cloud chasing, thought I was kidding. No, I got my head down. I'm in the garage. And for the OGs that have been here for a long time, you know this has been happening. You know this has been a thing for a long time. But apparently, 600,000 people found out that I actually went ahead and did this. I posted a video on Instagram. We could talk about some of the comments that are in there that kind of prove to you that a lot of people don't know shit about cars. Most of the people that are on Instagram, on Facebook, talking shit on a post have a dirt bike, have a Delta 88, have a Prius. They don't know anything about anything, and they'll still spew facts about, Alex, why did you put that big, heavy boat anchor in there? And I'm like, the Coyote is lighter. So we'll talk about that. And actually, we'll probably stick to that subject matter. Obviously, Junior finished up tuning for the S650. Rumors are that 24 F-150 tuning comes out extremely soon. So we'll keep an eye out for that, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
You know it does suck. You know what does not suck though? It's hot peanuts. I'm all fucked up. I mean, you want to talk about technical difficulties? Today's the day. P-Maps, nickname P-Maps, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else matters. I'm telling you guys, every single time you ask me what cold air intake you're gonna get the one that sponsors the show. That's right. P-Maps, Nick James, P-Maps. DNAPformance, DNAPformance.com. You're going to get your cold air intakes from there. You're going to get your fuel systems. You're going to get your 4-star wheels. You're going to get your weld wheels. You're going to get your Whipple, On3, you name it. Get it all at DNAPformance.com. Mention YDBT at checkout. Hashtag YDBT. You might get a bit of a break. Partsfarm.com. I put in a call. Yes, I am looking for another long-term Coyote swap chassis. I think you guys will be, you're on Patreon. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Patreon gets the news first. Partsfarm.com. Get your all go-fast goodies there that are used. They ship, deliver, crank-up panels, transmissions, everything. Go ahead and get them at Partsfarm.com. To our solution! Remington Automotive Solution! He ended up releasing another video on YouTube, kind of outlining his engine building room and engine building process, and his, just kind of like a rundown of what's happening in the shop. And Belak Industries, that's right. If you like Belak, if you want to let the cops in your neighborhood know you sell drugs, you simply get a set of Belaks in your car. When you and I both know it does not fucking need it. We'll say hi to Rich Prince, richprince.com. So if you want to buy shirts from the kid, and support the show, you go to richprince.com/YDBT. Right here, merchandise proceeds help support Alex and the YDBT channel, and they linked my YouTube and Instagram. You get hats, Emery, curved brim, YDBT Emery mesh style, Dolo, YDBT Emery, flat brim, Section 8. This is like the best-selling shirt, apparently. We just constantly, people get this Section 8 shirt. We got Section 8 hoodies, Hush Money hoodies and shirts, vertical YDBT, Gen 1 Coyote, Save the Manual shirt, Gen 2 Coyote, Gen 3 Coyote, and GT350 Save the Manuals shirts, 86 to, God damn it, 85, 86 front end, and LX and GT 87 to 93 Aero, 1320 Didios, F1320, which I'm wearing today. YDBT, these fit fantastic, guys. So don't be afraid of ordering a shirt that's, snug, because it fits just right. It's loose on the belly, which it should be. So I think you fat guys don't have to worry about the gut sticking out. Let's say hi to the people here. Then we'll talk some shit about the Instagram post, which apparently is my first viral post. I did not intend to it to be viral. It was a 10-second video of me walking up to the Corvette. I cut the engine cover to fit the Gen 1 intake manifold. I closed the hood, and I'm like, holy shit, it lines up perfectly. Minibad Madman, Carlos Bahena, Samar Marner, Minibad Madman, Cobra at 460, Tony the Truck Guy, 5 hoes, CJM, Slow 99 in the house. Man, that IG post is doing numbers, eh? Seems to be doing pretty well. Now, this is the first time I'm actually going to watch how much Meta pays. A lot of you guys wondered if Facebook pays. Yes, Facebook pays if you put up a reel, but it's only 10 seconds long. So a lot of you guys that say there's money to be made on posts, reels, and all that stuff, if this thing hits 1 million and next month I get a check for $30, y'all can shut the fuck up about saying that people on TikTok, people on this make a living on it. Only YouTube do they pay a decent amount, and the most money I make is from memberships, Patreon. If I was just to rely on ad revenue, I'd probably make $4,000 a month. That's it. I mean, it's a good money, but it's a lot of work for that kind of a amount of money. Helvetica Larga, Slow 99, Boosted, Mark Christensen, Flat Kitten, Magyar Low, Juan Perez, Slow 99, Yogan Lates, The Fish, Anthony, Desmond Tiller, Alfredo Diaz, John Bonano, Gallo Bravo, Miniman Badman, D-Rock Fox, Harley Jet Sled, JD Swag, Miata Boy, MG1 PCM, it's the hot one now, Juan Perez, Nardi Mercado, and Nardi Mercado, you gotta check your spell checker. Your spell checker is way fucked up. You said a free anal or something like that instead of free something else, and I was like, what the hell did he post? He said something about free anal? Crazy. Two Smacking at 50 Stallion, Ski Mask, Mang, HCF Few Grand, MG1 again, Nardi Mercado, Peter Chow, Rooster, Frosty, ESS 10 Speed, GP with the M3, Slick Vic, Brian, Ski Mask Man, all the way down to the usual suspects. Oh, we got some paid chats. Let's get the paid chats out of the way. We got Mr. Whipple says, hey, Alex, great job with the IG ZR1. We got Willem saying, finally catching a live for $10. Thank you so much. We got one more right here. Where'd it go? It says, Bounderbird. I'm having flashbacks to when my car first went viral. Talking shit in the comments is fun. So let's just talk about the post. Let's see the post. Let's see what the hell people are talking about. And then we'll kind of get our thoughts and everything else out of the way. That's it. That's the post. Let's repeat it. That's it. And if you look at the insights, you click on view insights, 689,000 views, accounts reached 330,000, interactions 81,000. Followers are only 9%. 9% of the people that interacted with this video makes up the followers. The other 90% are non-followers. And that's what you want. You want to bring people from the outside. But that tells you who actually supports you, who doesn't, who follows you, who doesn't. So it's got 40,000 likes, 2,031 comments. People are just going apeshit in there, losing their damn minds. So we can look at some of the comments and just make fun. Obviously, if you have been following this show, you know this has been happening for a while. But some people are just not aware. Some people are just like, wait a minute, he did this? What the fuck's happening? Put a 2650 Roush on it. Yeah, okay. That's probably, since you want to make it exactly like a LS9 blower. So I guess if there's new people on here, I guess we can talk about why I did this. And I'll give you kind of like a heads up as to why I did this. But the comments in here are gold. I would say 75% of the comments are positive. 25% are negative. But they're not negative in the way of like, hey, you fucked up. You made it worse. I'm like, no, this is going to be a twin turbo. And I actually posted that in the post. And you know, a lot of people are saying the truth here. There's a woman that says you should have gotten swallowed while she looks like she has a skunk on her head. There's a couple of guys that are saying you ruined it. Now you're gay. Some guy named Fabian said, I walk gay. Your name is Fabian. I mean, your mom found out you were gay when you were born and she named you a gay name. So please shut the fuck up. So, for those of you that don't know, and if you're new here, I'll tell you why I coyote swapped the ZR1. Okay, first of all, the total weight of an LS9, remember guys, LS9, blower, everything, is 550 or so. I'm being very general, okay? 550 pounds or so, fully dressed. Let's just say undressed. Let's just say I didn't undress the LS9, but let's compare a motor that makes more sense with that. So a undressed let me see. Let me get the phone so I can reference the actual numbers, right? An undressed LS3. It's 6.2 liters. Okay, 6.2 liters. LS3 weighs right here. Bare. Nothing on it. No pump. No nothing. 465 pounds. Okay. Remember, guys, it's a 6.2. It's a bigger displacement. The 5.0 is 5.0. It's 5 liters versus 6.2 liters. So the LS3 engine weight is about 465 pounds. Then the Coyote is undressed, 445 pounds. So right then and there, you have a 20-pound weight savings. But an LS9, for example, is, fully dressed in the whole 9 yards, is nearing 531 pounds. So LS3 versus Coyote, the Coyote is lighter, undressed by 20 pounds, the engine itself. So let's say after turbo, after supercharger, it weighs the same. 500, let's say the Coyote weighs the same as the LS9, 550 pounds. Let's just say that with turbo, with the power adder, whatever, everything is good. Did you guys forget that this thing is dry sump? What's in the passenger side fender? Tell me, guys, what's in the passenger side fender that's about this tall? This tall. What's in the passenger side fender on a ZR1 Corvette? The tank for the dry sump. And it is not small. It is not light. It is huge. Huge. And I'm just like, wow, if you actually take into account the lines, the tank, everything that surrounds the dry sump system, the coolers, everything, it's damn near 600 plus pounds, right? Did you guys forget about that? Not you guys. People that criticize the fact that I put a Coyote in a ZR1. Did you forget about the fact that this thing has a complete oiling system that has a big stupid tank in it, lines, all this shit? Okay, so now I am saving weight. That's right. If you look at the car right now, it's up in the air. It has a Carolina squat, telling me that the suspension has still not been loaded enough like it was when it had an LS9 in it. So the goal is to put a couple of turbos, an air-to-air intercooler. Now, a lot of people say, why don't you just shove another LS in it? Okay, we've done the math here on the show. We've done the math. A short block, forget labor. I'm not putting anything together. A short block, a well-built, forged short block, not LS9, but aftermarket. Because what's it going to cost if I had to sleeve? I busted a piston, so I got to buy a piston, send the block out, sleeve all of them, right? Are we sleeving all of them or are we just sleeving one? I don't know. Okay, let's say you go out and you sleeve the block, get the block back, refresh the bottom end to LS9 specs. Then you get a set of, refresh the heads or put the heads back on it. They had 60,000 miles on them, so probably needed some work. Then after it's all rebuilt, I'm probably into it for over $8,000 to $10,000. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Sleeve the block, put it all together, and then while you're there, you might as well get a cam, kill the dolphins, fuck the blue whale. You got to get a cam, okay? So now you get the cam, and all of a sudden the car rebuild back to LS9 specs, except the camshaft is going to be close to $10,000. Now, if you want a budget job where some Billy Bob hones it and stuff like that, I don't play that game. I want it to last a decent amount of time. So I said, okay, I'm either going to rebuild this guy or get a short block. After it's all said and done, I still have to address the cooling. Exactly. Look, you guys are good. Destroyer, $10K. Slick Vic, $15K. It's not going to be cheap. So I looked at a LME short block, 10-to-1 compression, a little bit more compression, 10 grand for the short block. And I think that there's a core charge. So you have to ship them your LS9 motor. So I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at 10 to 15 grand at least for a car that still needs cooling help. The reason the motor got hurt is a combination of things, but I think the main culprit was a leaky intercooler brick. And in the middle of a pole, water got in there, created vapor, things went bad on one cylinder. So, okay, now I have to get a Kong lid or a Synergy lid, Kong bricks or whatever bricks. I have to get a heat exchanger. I have to get potentially an ice tank. So now you're telling me, go ahead and price up, guys. Who knows here the prices of the cooling upgrades for an LS9 equipped vehicle or ZR1? Synergy lid, Kong bricks, Edelbrock heat exchanger, and an ice tank, lines, associated lines, and all of that labor. All of that labor. Okay? So I'm going to be into this car to bring it up to export 2.3, 20 pounds of boost, 750 rear wheel horsepower on E50 and race gas, 15 grand. So I said to myself, wait, I can spend 15 grand and bring this back up to LS9 specs that make 750 rear wheel horsepower, or I have a Coyote motor sitting right there. I'll make a bell housing, motor mounts, oil pan. I will probably spend 8 to 10,000 on the turbo kit. So let's say 3 grand for the parts that I installed to make the motor physically fit. Another, let's say 10 grand for turbo, air to air, labor, parts, and turbos, lines. Let's say 10 grand, right? That's $13,000. What's a twin turbo Coyote power potential, guys? What's twin turbo Coyote power potential? 1,100. So, $15,000. 750 rear wheel horsepower. Alex, just get a fuel system and what? Make 850 rear wheel horsepower? Because then I got to get a Innovators West overdrive or an ATI overdrive. And then, you're going to get an inline pump or you get a 4 Innovations fuel system. That's another 3 grand, right? So 15 grand gets me a 750 rear wheel horsepower ZR1 with the LS9 with good cooling and an ice tank. Oh, by the way, one pull. ZR1s. Okay, before you guys say, nuh-uh, do you own one? Have you seen what an Export 2.3 liter blower makes for heat? Synergy lid, Kong lid, bricks, and ice tank. Be damned. They will be melted after the first hit. So if you put 5 bags of ice in the tank, make one hit at 80 degrees, and then when you're done with the pull, 110. The next pull starts at 110, ends at 150. Spark retard comes in for manifold charge temp or IAT2 or whatever, and there goes your power level at 750 real horsepower. So 15 grand, 750 real horsepower. 15 grand, 1,100 horsepower, and excellent aftermarket support. The Coyote does not have cooling issues. Now, a lot of people are concerned about the gear ratio. I'm not that concerned about the gear ratio. If you size the turbos properly, you can get a buttload of torque and RPM out of this thing. Let's be honest. The ZR1 first gear at 1,100 horsepower is useless, right? Guys, second gear is useless. Ask Rami. Rami had a 1,000 I don't know what he did. He had a 1,000 rear wheel horsepower C6 ZR1. He'd have to launch in second at roll events because he's like, first is useless. You don't think with a Coyote I can go 80 miles an hour in first and have it hook, have proper boost control, and have it all come in at a certain way that it's advantageous? First is long. 2, 3, and 4 are tight up against each other. So theoretically, I could probably ring out third gear to 140, 150 miles an hour. And then I got another gear to grab. I get it. People think that it's going to be such low torque. Not with properly sized twin turbos. If you get twin turbos, they don't have to be 64, 66s. They don't have to be 70, 75s. They could be in the low 60s or high 50s. 2 of them that can support about 500 horse each can make 1,000 horse because it's stock bottom end, and 1,000 horse high revving Coyote, $15,000. You don't think that's favorable? People say, well, what about the fueling? I don't think the fueling is going to be an issue the way I'm going to set it up, but the way it would have to have been set up with an LS9 was not my thing. So not only does it come down to a matter of price, but what you get for the price. It's real simple. And the thing is, LS guys are probably not in tune to what the aftermarket provides for these cars. I intimately know the Coyote market. I know it like the back of my hand. I know almost what every setup is going to make at what pound of boost, at what spark, because all I do all day is tune. So I'm like, okay, well, I could probably put a Gen 3 bottom end Coyote in there, twin turbo. I can make smaller turbos to spool up fast. I could shift at 8,000 RPMs or more, but I wouldn't because it's got stock springs. So I'd probably do 7,800, 7,900, but I have 8,000, 8,300 if I want. I got to ask Jake if that motor has aftermarket springs. If it has aftermarket springs, I'm going to buzz it, but we'll see what the cams allow. And obviously after dyno tuning, I'll see what the power curve looks like, manipulate it with a boost controller, and go from there. So price for what you get way more for your money with a Coyote. Now, let's talk about the thought process. I actually took some notes. I'm old. We're all old. I'm old. Maybe you guys aren't old, but I'm old. I remember in the 80s and 90s, particularly in the mid 90s, there was a rash of guys that were putting the Chevy 350 in a Fox body. That's right. It was either a 460 because that's all you could do as a Ford guy, because the small block Ford, to make it make 700 horsepower, it was extremely expensive, especially in the mid 90s. Technology wasn't really there. You'd have to really know your shit. You'd have to really buzz the RPM. But a Chevy 350, make it a 383 or a small block 400, right? 383 is a what? A 400 with a 350 crank, right? I think that's what it is. So it's D-stroked for RPM. And a 400, you can get a 400 11-to-1 compression running on C16, a turbo hydro 350. The 350 or 400 350 combo was insanely popular in the 90s and early 2000s. So why did people start swapping Chevy stuff into Ford things? Number one, the Mustang has a perfect suspension for drag racing. It's perfect. The Mustang is light. It has a triangulated four-link from the factory. You are literally control arms, some welding, and some labor hours to making a car run 10s or 9s naturally aspirated with a pretty hopped up Chevy motor that you can build for nothing. Flat tap it or solid roller. Check the lash every mid-pull. Get out the fucking hood and check the lashes while it's going down the track because that's what it required. Silly, but okay. So why did people do that? The price. Parallels to modern standards. Why did people get an LS motor? The price. But the problem is this. You don't have to put any money into a Coyote. You get a Gen 2 and up Coyote, you do nothing. As long as everything is functioning well and it has compression, you can put 15 plus PSI to that motor and it'll make stupid power without having to do anything with the cams, nothing. Literally bolt it on, boost it, and go. Now, if you got some know-how, you put rods and pistons in it, stock cams, stock heads, stock everything else, and it can make 1,000 or 1,100, no freaking problem, sustained for years. So why do LS guys tout the LS? Price, 100% price. So now you're starting to see people dive and dip their toe into the Coyote world. Starting to see Texas Speed and all these other engine builders try to get into the Coyote world. And they're like, shit, there's something here. This thing is stout. So with me, it wasn't a show. I'm not going to go and get a 6-liter LS and throw it in a ZR1. That is gay. I understand. You're like, well, you should have shoved an LS3. That's gay. Because I can get more for my money because I know the Coyote really well by shoving a Gen 3 bottom end, Gen 2 cylinder head, Gen 2 cam Coyote in there on E85, 15 pounds of boost, whether it's a blower or it's twin turbo, it's going to make more power than a 15-pound of boost LS9 stock bottom end car with a 2.3 or even a 2.6. Because a 2.6 at 15 pounds with a stock cam don't make shit. You got to open up the LS to make any decent power. So it's simple. It's price for what you get. Would it not stand a reason that LS swaps are popular because of price? Not necessarily because it's better. Take price out of the equation. Gone. Right? Let's say the Coyote was the same price as the LS. Knowing what you know about the Coyote power potential, would you still use the LS? Knowing what you know about the power potential of a bone stock Gen 2 and up Coyote, would you still opt to swap an LS in anything? If the price is not an option, or it's not a issue, for me, the price wasn't an issue. I can get Coyote motors all over the place. I have connections, people help. I have Illuminator sitting there, I have a Gen 2 sitting there, and I have a Gen 3 322 combo sitting there. So if price was not an issue, would you build an LS over a Coyote? And if you say yes, you're a liar, because it is more labor to make an LS work than to make a Coyote work. Brad says, Alex, poor farmer and plastic factory worker from West Virginia. Advice for being happy with your car build and horsepower level. 13 Roush, stage 3, fueling, intake, pulley, tuned by y'all this week. Honestly, I would keep it at a 72 or 75 millimeter pulley. You'll be in the 700 rear wheel horsepower range if it has rods and pistons, 69 millimeter pulley, and you'll be super happy. But the problem is this, cooling. The 69 millimeter pulley on a Roush Gen 1 with a Roush Gen 1 intercooler, Roush Gen 1 intercooler pump, Roush Gen 1 heat exchanger, intercooling is gonna be an absolute issue. So 72, 75 millimeter pulley and live a happy life. Can't forget, it's two Wuhan Whistlers. Exactly. If you had the ability to choose one of two motors, your goal is 1,000 rear wheel horsepower, would you start with an LS or would you start with a Coyote? If you say LS, someone's got to check your shit, because it's a lot easier if you're talking easy. And I dispelled the myth in 10 seconds that the Coyote is big, right? Did anyone here that saw that look at that video and go, how the fuck did it fit? And then you guys that are the initiated, you have been here. Yes, we have started the fire. You have seen me detail the room, what I have to do, everything. So the ones that have been here for a while, the members, the initiated, the ones on Patreon too, they're like, Alex, there's a shitload of room in that car. I go, no, it's not that there's a shitload of room in that car. It's that the Coyote is not that big under the cylinder head. It has a severe, because under that cylinder head is a little tiny 5.0 liter short block. Little tiny guy, not a big deal. So people go, fuck, under the cylinder head, it's great. And it almost looks like it's a big shadow cast on the bottom. So people think, this is the first thing people think when it comes to that, putting turbos on it. Where are they going to fit? Because this is what people think turbos should look like on a Corvette. Hold on. If you think this is how turbos should look on a Corvette, do me a favor and leave my fucking shit. I don't need you in my life. If you think this is how the turbos were going to end up in the Corvette, you are a window licking fucktard. Bottom mount. You're not going to see shit. I don't care that you can't see them. When you look in the window, you're going to go, is it an NA Coyote? And then when I turn it on and hear, you ever hear a Fat House car start up? You ever hear a Fat House GT350 start up? Fat House GT350. Idle. Let's say idle. Let's see. Let me see if they have it here. Could you imagine I turn on the Corvette and this is what you hear? The confusion, the moment that thing starts up, it's gonna sound like that. It's gonna whistle. It's gonna sound good. Maybe not exactly like the GT350, but that's what I'm envisioning. You guys need to understand, when I hear twin turbo Corvette, what I envision is this. a lot of people think that it's, yeah, there we go. You don't think that I'm not thinking about that specific thing when it comes to that? So, for those of you that say, it's gonna sound like shit, it's not gonna sound like Borla Suck My Dicks. It's gonna sound closer to that than Borla Suck My Dick. So, there you go. Thanks for letting me chat for a half hour, but I needed to lay it out for the people that weren't aware of what's in my head and what my game plan is. My game plan is to have a twin turbo, 1,000 horsepower capable car that I have intimate knowledge, tons of parts for, 3 or 4 backup motors. And guys, this is phase 1. This is phase 1, version 1. Once I start driving it and find the potential weak points of this setup, I am going to refine it. And after I refine it, and if Jake is up for it, I will front the money. I'm like, Jake, let's build another kit. And then I will start the process of collecting the Coyote Swap Infinity Stones. That's right, guys. I am in the process of collecting the Coyote Swap Infinity Stones. I already have the Shelby guys pissed off. Why would you do that? Hey, it went 460 to 130 in one gear. Ooh, y'all shut the fuck up, didn't you? Hey, today I Coyote swapped I did it like 6 months ago. A ZR1. Great. What do you think is next, guys? You don't think I'm thinking long-term with this situation? You don't think there's a plan so that I can finally rest and watch the world? What was the Thanos YouTube Thanos quote when he says, "I will rest"? Thanos quote, rest. And then I rest.
I finally rest. Watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
And watch the sunrise on a grateful universe. That's right. I will finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe. Now, there are cars that need a Coyote swap. A Viper's not one of them. I love you guys. But the fact that the Viper is so light and it has a V10 already, you know that bitch is going to fit in there Gucci. But the problem is I don't think I can find a Gen 5 Viper that needs a motor under $100,000. But boy, if this starts taking off, and y'all let me be the Infinity Stone collector of Coyote swaps, and we can then swap cars that'll cause the biggest commotion, but let's be honest, Coyote swapping everything is kind of the way you should go. I think it would be interesting. If I was to have to Coyote swap a Viper, though, it'd need to make 2,000. But I don't know. That I have a couple of thoughts, but as Thanos did for many years, he traveled all over the universe to find the Infinity Stones. And if I gotta throw a motherfucker off a ridge to get the Soul Stone, I'll do it. I am the Thanos of Coyote swaps. Yes, if we can make a shirt out of that, Rich Prince, we can make a limited edition. We can make guys. Patreon did this. Alfredo Diaz, I think it's Alfredo Diaz. Patreon did this, and you know what? He even made a funnier one. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Dude, look at that. Gamora, once I killed her family, I said, don't look over there. I'm going to kill your family. Take this blade. And the blade is a Corvette and a Coyote. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a troll fest. This is going to be a lot of fun talking that shit. If it takes off, I will become the Whistling Diesel of Coyote swaps. And every time you see my face, look at a platform that you love and it's near and dear to your heart, I will ruin it by putting a better, more powerful, 1,000 horsepower stock engine capable situation in it. No car is fucking safe. Don't let motherfuckers have money. Because if you let motherfuckers have money, they will ruin your favorite vehicle. I don't fuck around. Driven by Vision says, Yo, Theo, I'm looking to put a Magnuson 2650 on my Gen 1, and I was wanting to know, when building my fuel system, what rails would I select on the drop-down menu? Message 4, but haven't heard anything. Just get their billet rails. I don't think there's anything super fancy there, but anything above stock, because you don't want stock shit in there, way to bring down the whole chat. Wish I could have swapped my Macan GTS. Big ups out for the DS. Coyote Thanos, I'll join Patreon for that shiz, no question. Guys, Patreon is the hub of ideas. That's the best way I could put it, guys. The shit I talk has become cultural to certain people. And there's probably a solid 50 to 100 guys that contribute on Patreon, and they have resources, they're professionals, they will find out where you live, but more importantly, they contribute ideas. And the hub of ideas is the YDBT chat on Patreon. And you can only access it by paying $15 a month. $15 a month is 2 Starbucks coffees. So if you want to try it out for a month and you see if it's worth your while, I do live chats. I drop the tea on bullshit on chats that can never be replayed. So that's a great play. And I spend pretty much all day there. If I got a break from work, I'm on Patreon, tending to the guys. Hey, yo. Coyote Swap. Yes, Coyote Swap. Thanos is I should be the Coyote. I should be the Coyote. The problem is it's only going to be funny for like certain people that know what I'm talking about. Don't get into Coyote Swaps because of the cost, not because people don't get into Coyote Swaps because of the cost, not because it's fast. LS guys, have a conversation with yourself. I know there's a bunch of you on the chat. You don't want to say hi for fear of getting roasted because your name is LS Johnny. All things being equal, money not an object. Are you LS swapping or are you Coyote swapping a car? And I don't pay that much attention, but why did Motion Raceworks put a Coyote in El Toro, which is like a jank Fox body that runs way into the 4s in the 8th and does drag and drive? Why is it in an LS? Motion Raceworks, by all intents and purposes, is more of like on the LS side. And they do Coyote stuff holding their nose. I think the only reason they fuck with Coyote stuff is because Brett and, what's his friend's name? The guy with the white car. I really don't want to misrepresent his importance to the industry. He's very important, probably as equally as important. He's just in the background. I'm not going to stop until I know the guy's name because I think he deserves that attention. Even though he doesn't want it, he doesn't look for it. He don't give a fuck. I give a fuck. But what is the guy's name? One of you guys will say it. I'm just not going to move forward until I say his name because I think Jim Brom. Thank you so much. Toxic03. The only reason I think Motion Raceworks is fucking at all with Coyote stuff while they hold their nose is because of Brett and Jim. Brett and Jim's contribution to the Coyote game in that capacity cannot be understated. So, do you really think Motion Raceworks would be fucking with Coyote stuff if they weren't involved? No. They'd be skeedle-a-deedle-a-derpin Cletus fucking LS valve covers and cups and injector spacers, okay? Now these guys come in and they have some Coyote knowledge and they're like, yeah, we probably should push this complete new platform that is better, that makes more power, easier, and it is swappable in anything. As you saw, some idiot Puerto Rican, Mexican, beaner, illegal, call ICE on me, did it in a 1-car garage in an apartment complex in the middle of nowhere. Imagine that. On a generous budget, give me a 322. Exactly. Coyote is king, plain and simple. As a Supra fan, I'm all over the Coyote swap. If I Coyote swap a Supra, see, I don't care about the Supra. Supra to me is overrated as fuck. The Supra to me, I have 0.0 interest in doing anything with the Supra. Now, you want to talk about a car that will absolutely hurt everyone's soul if it ends up getting Coyote swapped. You guys know what it is. It's that motherfucker right there. That's right. If I was to get myself a V-Spec R34 right-hand drive and retain the all-wheel drive system, it will send reverberations all the way the fuck back to Japan that they thought a third bomb was dropped on their shit. Oh, Ro, what happened? Did they drop another bomb on us? No, Alex, Coyote swap the R-Spec V. Oh, no! That's right. Absolutely. Not a Genesis swap. I'm at the Thanos stage in my career where I want to hurt people. Fuck you. I want to Coyote swap everything. Cars that you love, cars that you have posters of in your wall. Not a Ferrari, no. Shit that we can attain. $50,000 and under. ZL1 1LE. Oh, if I can get my hands on a ZL1 1LE with a busted motor, give me that shit. It's going to have a better motor. It's going to be more reliable. No intercooling issues. Fuck you. I will do it. No problem. V-specs are 300K. Okay, forget that. Regular R34 works. Blasphemy, do it. Japan got incepted. All-wheel drive Coyote car would absolutely fuck, and it's a gorgeous car. Y'all gonna make people have a breakdown. Sold my GTO, call me lazy, but I don't want to spend a low mile. Open up a low mile LS motor just to make a little more power. I'll buy a Coyote and just throw boost at it and party. Not the accent. What is going on here? It was shaking and reminds me of 1945. Alex, you may or may not have said your opinion on the Honda game. I really like the new Integra Type S or Type R. Any change in my opinion? Yes, they're gay cars, so yeah, don't get it. Look, man, I love you. In this world, we fucks with a V8. Yeah, they might hold up their value, they handle, they're balanced, they rev high, they're boost happy. I don't give a fuck. It has 4 cylinders. I don't give a shit. Glad I'm here. All-wheel drive Coyote and twin turbo R34 would slaughter. I got to see what I can do with the Corvette. So let's talk about realistic goals. Protege 5. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Protege 5. You are now... Dude, this guy went into layers. You understand what that comment means on this chat? Do you understand what Coyote swapping and making an all-wheel drive Protege 5 means on this chat? Jesus. Monty 540. You should just get you a shirt for that comment alone. So, Coyote swap the kid's Tonka truck. Okay, so let's talk about realistic goals for a Coyote swap ZR1. Realistic goals are deep 9s in the quarter mile, 60 to 130 in the 4s, maybe the high 3s, right? If it hooks. And back-to-back 60 to 130 pulls. Or back-to-back 4-second 60 to 130 pulls. 4 second. Chase, we're in the big leagues here. Chase, we're in the big leagues. We're talking big league stuff. So, what would be more impressive to you? A singular 3-second 60 to 130 hit, or 3 4.5 to 4.6 60 to 130 hits on a ZR1? Why do we care if it's back-to-back? If a ZR1 with a Kong Export 2.3, a Kong 2650, whatever, can do 3 60 to 130 pulls without having 150, 160, 200 degree IATs, I'd love to see it. Actually, let's do this. If anybody out there has a C6 ZR1 that can prove they did 3 back-to-back pulls in the 4s, what will the chat give them? What would we give them? Some kind of trophy? Damn, bro would be mad. Bro would be mad. My brother would probably fly down and kill me if I Coyote swap and made an all-wheel drive Protege 5. Get an Escalade and Coyote swap and all-wheel drive. I kind of have an Escalade. But the motor's good. Protege 5's got to be cheap. I think the 5th and 6th in Camaro would be a great platform. The Alpha platform is goated when it comes to turning and brakes. So, put a lighter. Put in a lighter, better aftermarket intercooling motor, more efficient in there. It's not going to do as well because shut the fuck up. That could be the third Infinity Stone. I'm going to talk to Parts Farm. We'll see what the end of the year does. Alex, your brother smoked the ganja? He does not. He might. He might. Your brother would be proud of you, Alex. No, he'd be mad. He'd cry. Radioactive Fabrication says, LS guy, my chassis car was getting a L8T. Got a built Coyote on a deal and could not be more excited to use it instead. Have done bolt-on Coyote stock block setups, but this will be my first 1800 M1 Coyote deal. Sheesh. Holly, I bet. Grand National Diabolical Coyote swap. Oh my God, F1320. Diabolical. Grand National Coyote. Didn't someone do that and they fell off the face of the earth? Coyote swap a Dodge Magnum. RT says, yeah, I'm black. I don't mind being called dumb, but don't ever call me broke. Is that a thing in the black community? Like, to be called broke is worse than anything? He has the only other ZR1 owner in the chat. Alex, how much power can you get in a Gen 2 Coyote? Naturally aspirated, not that much. I personally tuned one that made 497 to the rear wheel. Comp cam stage. It's a cookie cutter combo. Stock bottom end, comp cam stage 3, ported heads, Cobra Jet, twin 65, PMAS, E85. Made 497. Ghost Watcher here while delivering UPS parcels. Paging Chicken Farm LSX. Is that, fuck that is. You're absolutely right. You ever watch No Production Garage in his all-wheel drive Mustang conversion? I did. He's a great guy. I don't want to talk badly about him. He's a talented fella. There's a delivery that I need to be, that has to happen. A delivery method to retain my attention. And he doesn't have it. But I think he's very talented and he does really good work. That ZR1 is turboed with an air-to-air. Which one? Who has a ZR1 turbo air-to-air? That'd be cool to listen to. I thought about Coyote swapping third gen Firebird just to piss off the GM guys. No, don't do that. See, this is what I'm not doing. At no point did I say, boy, this is really going to piss off the GM guys. No, I said, this will make better power, easier, and I have control. I know what fails. I have backups on backups on backups, and my world is Coyote. I am Coyote swapping a 3,000-pound car. That's it. The way I look at the ZR1 is it is not fantastic. It's a raw car. It's light. It's got killer brakes. It's got the cool carbon, and it's a very easily identifiable car. There it is. ZR1. You know it's a ZR1 from a mile away. The wide body, the blue badging, the blue brakes, ZR1. But to me, I look at it and I don't go, LS9. I never looked at a ZR1 and I thought, LS9. I always looked at a ZR1 and I went, 3,000 pounds. Guy in my area finished up a twin turbo Coyote swap Subaru Forester 1G Eagle Talon with a 5.0. Nah, no. There's no room on that motherfucker. Not a WRX either. I said that months ago, Smash Navarre, it would be a roll monster. The Corvette is not a drag car. The Corvette is a roll car. So I would not look to drag race this car. I would not look to break any records. Now, full stop. Let's say this car has achieved all of the goals that I want to achieve. 3 back-to-back 4s, 1 3-second pull, 9s in the quarter mile. I put a Turbo 400 in it. They make kits. I put a Turbo 400 in it. And then people will start feeling that feeling like, I don't feel good. There's a disturbance in the force. What do you think it is? I don't know. I feel that our ZR1 coveted record might be in peril. But this is what will happen because I know you gay LS guys. It's not a real record unless it has an LS9 in it. It's not a real record unless it has an LS9 in it. That's what you guys will say. The moment I go up there with a FFRE Coyote, I'll tell Ryan, we got to fit some 72 whatever the fucks in this thing. You know, get a badass fuel pump, fuel system, right? And then I put a 400 in the bitch. And then I go out there and... Uh-oh. There goes that record by a lot. Not by a tenth. By like a half a fucking second, I'm going to rip it out. Like 750 or 745. I'm going to drive it back and be like, maybe I should put the stick back in it. Now, this is only if the channel does extremely well. Obviously, I'm not going to mortgage my future for this. But if everything is going swimmingly and this car, and I'm like, motor's still alive, let's send it down the shit. It's 3,000 pounds. I'll put a 400 in it. I'll fucking do it. Coyote swap a Volky, Coyote swap a 2009 RD R8, can easily found for about 55,000 bucks. The Infinity Stone slot cannot be taken up by an Audi. Audi is irrelevant in my world. JD Bruce, when I got under the car, the ZR1, and I found out it has leaf springs. Yeah, they're probably the best leaf springs ever devised. It has leaf springs. I said, this is just a truck. A light, good-looking truck. Well, LS guy claims the 5.2 record, which was a Fox. So let me ask you LS guys a question, because what is very obvious is that you are hypocrites. You would happily put a Ford chassis in there. Ford 8.8. Ford everything. You open up a magazine to build your car, and it's all Ford parts except the motor and the transmission. So, why not do that with a Chevy? Let me ask you a question. Why not do that with a Chevy? Where's your 7.5 or fucking 12 bolt, 10 bolt, whatever the fuck, rear end? Do it all Chevy. Modern. What is the most desirable piece of shit GM chassis you fucks mess with before you realize Fox body is king? Huh? Why don't you do it with a fucking Bel Air, a Chevelle, a G body? No. You sons of bitches go to Ford. So guess what? This son of a bitch goes to Ford when I want to make reliable, easy power. Can't blame me. I look at a Fox body and I go, LS swap, gay, but it's probably going to be fast. You guys look at a ZR1, knowing the Coyote power potential, and go, gay? Okay, got it. Fucking same suspension as my F-150, Coyote swap a Hellcat. It's gonna get stolen. If I Coyote swap a Hellcat, it's gonna be a problem. And I'm not looking to have that problem. Where's a Pockets Extra Slide? Don't wanna be with J Money serving it. Man. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, because they finna steal it and they be like, damn man, why you done steal this Hellcat and they got a stupid ass Coyote in it? Where the hell we gonna? You know the bitches want a Scat Pack? Cause she's trifling. 2,400 nightstand. Roll up his backwood. Cause I'm trifling. 40 Glock on my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jewels. How bitches like this? In the Hellcat. Hellcat. In the backseat. Getting fucked. You don't say in the 5.0. In the Coyote. Cause I'm trifling. Hellcat. 40 Glock on my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jewels. In the Hellcat. In the backseat. Getting fucked from the back. So, I want to share a couple of screenshots that I took today because it made me laugh so freaking hard, it wasn't even funny. One person said, let me see. One person said, great, double the cams, half the power. So, he says, I went from a single cammed LS9 to a 4-cammed Coyote, and he said, great, double the cams, half the power. And I said, check your math. And I don't think he understood what I was saying. What else do we got? I had a couple of other screenshots that were here. I hate you. Derek _556 says, I hate you. And someone else said, boo. And that's it. So I'm kind of, and again, if you go in there, there's going to be a shitload of comments. I cannot go through 2,000 comments, but some of my funniest ones that I was notified about were, great, he done doubled the cams and might have the power. There are 4 cams in a Coyote. Double one is too stupid. Why does the dude in blue suck off HP tuners and pretend Lund doesn't exist? Oh my God, RT, stop it. HP tuners are not tuners. HP tuners is a software. Lund and others are tuners. HP tuners indexes files. Lund adjusts those indexed files. It's 2 different things. It's no different than him sucking off SCT. You understand? Why isn't the Hellcat whining? You can pick up any ghetto piece with a Hellcat. That's not a regular F-150. It's a Coyote swap Raptor.
Ain't no regular F-150. This a fucking Raptor.
Yeah. My wife rolls around like that in her cammed Jeep SRT. RT, are you instigating some shit? No, I don't mind. I have no issue with the dude in blue. He's actually, I don't mind him. Hellcat is a lifestyle, exactly. HPT is not a tuning company. I love when the jam comes on. Probably done, Rich. Okay. Dude in blue, been waiting for MG1 PCM. No, I know you lying. What happened, MG1 PCM? Oh, stop it. RT, go drink some milk. Double the cams of an LS. You got 2-valve or 3-valve in there now? Says El Verga Larga Alfredo Diaz. Well, he's not wrong. All LS owners need to buy a second cam to make power. So the own 2, the OG one will blow up in their ass. And I think that's something that's lost on a lot of LS guys, right? The fact that you have to open the motor to make power. That's the whole gripe. You have to open the motor to make power. You don't have an option. A stocked cam LS9 at 850 rural horsepower is about to blow the head gaskets off the shit. You need to relieve that cylinder pressure. You need to make the air pass through easier. It's just going to bunch up and make a bunch of heat, and it's going to be a problem. So you have to put in a cam. That's not that big of a deal. Shut the fuck up. And this is why I say shut the fuck up. Guys, were you aware of the following? In order to do a cam job, in order to pull the balancer, I'll let you guys answer it. In order to pull the balancer on a ZR1 or I think a Z06 also, what other thing do you have to pull? Go. What other thing do you have to get completely out of the car in order to remove the balancer? Go. Tell me. Come on, guys. Have you done it? I've done it. I've done it many ways. And I'm just like, exactly. The rack and pinion has to be removed. And what's attached to the rack and pinion, Joe Swish? The ABS module. So, if you do a cam job, you have to bleed your brakes. No, not if you keep it hooked up, Alex. The ABS module, you got to move that out of the way unless you leave that just hanging there. Yeah, leave it hanging there. Okay, at minimum, you got to get brand new. What the fuck? Someone's calling me. No, honey, I can't talk right now, baby. I'm in the middle of something. So, you have to like damn near fill your power steering fluid or crack your ABS module and hope you don't have to move it so out of the way that you crack a line. You got to bleed your fucking brakes. People right now going, you don't got to do that. All you have to do is get a coat hanger and put it up against the side and there's a reservoir. Shut the fuck up. I know, right? You can sneak around it, but it sucks. So it's a lot easier to undo 2 bolts at the rack and undo all 4 lines and you take the whole motherfucker out and then you bleed your brakes on a cam job. You can work around it, but it's just going to take more time. It is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. A modular, you take the, hey, Bryson Witt, the modular, what do? You take the AC out of the way and you pull the motor out. Take the AC, disconnect it, take it out from the trans, and it comes out. Y'all motherfuckers taking out the rack and pinion. So every single time people say, oh, cam job is easy on a Corvette. Well, it's a hell of a job to do the rack and pinion, isn't it? Remember, guys, that whole front stupid thing, the radiator is curved in. The condenser is curved in. It's slanted. There's a big stupid thing on the top, of air dam thing. Dude, you have to damn near take the whole car apart to do a cam job. Fuck that. I'm gonna send this girl a message. I'll call you back later. Hey, I got a show to do. Stop it. There was 600 people talking that shit. What's better for roll racing? 315. The 355, in my opinion, is not good at high power. Because if you're coming in a little too high power,
Check this out, fool. You coming a little too high.
I think the 355s are going to work against you because you got to do like a 6-7 shift. But if you're not,
Check this out, fool. You coming a little too high.
if you are not,
Check this out, fool. You coming a little too high.
you can ring out 6th gear up to 180 miles an hour with 315 gears. Stop it. 5-0 and a 350. What are you talking about? There went Alex getting some Toto tonight. Yeah, there goes that. No Toto tonight. Of course, you want Toto when we're fucking talking and making money hanging out with the bros. Bros before hoes. Big Daddy 350. That chick needs to be told what time it is. The LS needs the Fox body while the Coyote doesn't need any chassis. The Coyote is better in the chassis it came in. That's right. S197s. Don't got to do shit. Nothing in the rear end. Nothing. Just put boost and fuel. And if the motor takes it, it can go into the 9s pretty easily. Rod pistons. Hey, let's go. Fuel, boost, let's go. Not a problem. Unbolt the AC and everything does come out. You unbolt the AC on any modular motor. It just comes out. Keep the headers on. Keep the headers on. Undo the motor mounts. Take the AC out. Water, cooling, and harness. And it goes. And you put it back in. Water, AC, motor mounts, connect the shit. Corvette, you want to do a cam job? You got to take the nose out. Fuck out of here. Stupid. I think a lot of GM guys end up draping the subframe and dropping the subframe the entire floor from the bottom, which requires a lift. Correct. So if I want to do a clutch job in the future, I got to drop the subframe. I have come to that conclusion that I'm like, it is easier to drop the subframe because if I take the rack out, guys, I can take the motor out in less than an hour right now. I have made the system so removable that if I found out how to drop the subframe and have it supported in a certain way, all I got to do is take the rack out, unbolt the If I can extend the bolts on the subframe, if I can extend, no, it's a stud, no. If all I need to do is drop it 2 or 3 inches and the motor slides forward and up and it comes out. Oh, it's wonderful. Lining the hood back up also sucks. I somehow did it. It wasn't an issue. Well, hell, you're the one postulating a Turbo 400 ZR1, which requires you to take half the car apart. I'm just saying that if I have met my goals, a Turbo 400's got to go in there, right? We got to beat the record. We got to fuck them all up. Because it doesn't matter what engine is in it. It's a ZR1. I know. You guys will say, no, in the spirit of the record does not say it has to have an LS9. When I Coyote swapped my 05 GT, I dropped the motor with long tubes already installed. It sucked, but it's possible. Dropped the motor. The Coyote is superior motor, but I don't know if I would swap a ZR1. Mikey Max, let's say you blew up your motor. Not your fault. Because it wasn't. Let's be honest. I've documented it. Blew it up. And you had access to a Coyote motor. You would stick an LS back in there? You would stick an LS9 back in there if you blew up an LS9 that had heating issues, that cooling. In order to go any faster, you're kind of stuck at 800 horsepower, tops, without massively improving the cooling. Have you seen the heat exchanger? Have you seen a stock C6 ZR1 heat exchanger? It is laughable. It is the most laughable thing I have ever seen for a heat exchanger. You really think in any world this motherfucker is going to be decent to exchange any kind of 800 horsepower situation? No. So what you got to do is upgrade to Edelbrock, I think. Yeah, this is Kong. Shout out to Kong. You got to upgrade to this. A damn near $1,000 heat exchanger. Right? So and then you got to make it fit. You got to cut the shroud. You got to cut the shroud, Alex. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. Stupid. I did all the math. I looked up I talked to so many people. Truth be told, the guy who tuned it last offered me to fuck with it. But what's this thing I tell you guys, right? The guy who was tuning it before it came to me, I don't mention names because there's no need to mention no names. I can't, the volume is not high enough, so I can't hear shit. He said, well, why don't you send the motor up here and we'll see if we can fix it at a good budget. And I said, but I'm still going to have an LS9 that needs cooling, right? So what is the saying that I say all the time about fool me once, right? Again, people say, well, I didn't fool you. No, it's how my brain works, right? So I already have a salty experience. Now I'm going to give you the opportunity to put nothing. I'm good. I appreciate it. I'm going to go another route. So, fool me once, shame on you. You can't fool me again. I absolutely love that George Bush clip. What that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. You can't fool me again. It's like I love it. I absolutely love it. Math. Exactly. Bunch of math. What's the meme where a girl is holding another girl's and it's like LS9 cooling meth. Here's some more meth. Go into a misfire. Corey Peter says, Alice, can you please say you know the Coyote copied the GTR in that dumbass voice in the first Alpha podcast? Hooked me. I'm not your monkey, but it was pretty funny. The heat exchanger is weak. I think the stock heat exchanger on the 5.8 makes that look small. Right. So, 5.8 liter Coyote Trini 14 GT500 heat exchanger. Right. Yeah. Let me see. They got aftermarket ones. I'm looking for a stock one. OEM. That's factory? No. What? Fluidyne. It looks about the same. I'll be honest with you. Actually, no, it doesn't. Yeah, look at this. OEM heat exchanger. Look at that. This is for a 600 horsepower, 5.8 liter modular versus this for a 620 or something horsepower. Look at that. This is the problem with Chevy. The problem with Chevy is just the heat exchanging. And a lot of people on the Chevy side that I've noticed revert to an ice tanker meth. I'm like, why is it that on the Chevy side, they did not get proper intercooling and heat exchanging? Is it a design flaw? Is it lazy? Is it packaging? What happened on the Chevy side, OEM, that made them go, they don't need that much heat exchanging? And on the GT500, it's damn near double the intercooling and damn near double the heat exchanging. I don't know. I don't get it. Can't wait for you to double fish hook everyone who doubted the swamp. Is that wheel from your Escalade in the background? Yes, that is a 22-inch Escalade wheel. I thought one of my wheels was damaged because I had a leak. It ended up being the valve stem. Did you know there's a thing called a valve stem puller? Sorry, a valve stem. Yeah, valve stem puller. No, valve stem. The air. The stem for the air, I think it's called. Did you know there's a puller? So I had installed new TPMS sensors on the wheels, on one of the wheels, because it was leaking from one of the wheels. So I take the wheel out, I undo the bead, I pop out the old valve stem, and then I put in the new one, and I thought it was seated. So I went, okay, this is good. And then when I fill it up with air, I hear pss, pss. I'm like, oh, it must be the seat must be bad. So I ended up finding out that there is such thing as a puller. So I didn't know this. I had no idea. So this is a fucking valve stem puller. So I threaded it in, then you bend it, and then you hinge on this guy, and you pull up, after it's threaded in, you pull up the stem properly. So then I did it here to practice, got it installed. Then I went out there and I undid the tire, undid the bead, put in a new TPMS sensor, refilled it, pulled it, it seated nicely, and I was like, oh, I didn't need a wheel after all. But now I have an extra wheel and an extra TPMS sensor, so I'm gonna get the same tire I have on the truck now, and if I ever need a spare, it'll be the same wheel, same tire on that. So yeah, it's a pretty intense thing. It's crazy what you learn when you actually do a deep dive, and it's wild to like want to learn. It's wild to want to learn. Like I was like, let me look this up. And then I looked it up and I'm like, there's a puller? I went to Amazon and bought a $14 puller, and I bought a whole fucking wheel for $350 because I can. Then I bought another TPMS sensor and I'm like, motherfucker. Went out there, did it, motherfucker. So yeah, I learned a lot. The caddy needs an alignment and balancing, but the caddy is no issue. Remember when I bought the Cadillac and you guys were like, oh, that's the only vehicle that I've had that's a Chevy. Actually, I'm lying. Every Chevy truck I've had has been great. I had an old Silverado. I had an old Yukon GT. What a truck. The Yukon GT was so fucking bad. You know what a Yukon GT is for you young guys? I had a Yukon GT in Massachusetts. It was badass. A GMC Yukon GT. That thing went through every snow pile. It never missed a beat. It had the 5.7, I think. I had this, guys. I literally had this motherfucker in Massachusetts. Never had an issue. Barn doors, just like that. Just like that. Bitch was bad. I should coyote swap that bitch. Right? I'm telling you guys, this was a badass truck. I highly enjoyed that vehicle. I never got stuck in the snow. And parts were cheap. Easy to work on. TBI injection bullshit, bro. It was so badass. So, after those experiences with Chevy trucks, I was extremely comfortable buying a GM truck. It had to have a V8. Remember, guys, I said I wanted a Lincoln Navigator. And then the more I looked into the 3.5 EcoBoost, the high output version, the Raptor spec, I'm like, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with the phaser issues and all. No. Then I drove an Escalade and I went, I'm in. It was awesome. Two-door Yukon, yes. The Yukon GT was the shiz. Was the Yukon GT, you had to pay the security guard when you go in for repairs? That's funny. Don't go to 7th gear ever at Watt. Hey, hit live on your shit, Coyote Collector. We've been talking about this situation. This thing's about to freeze, so I'm waiting for it to freeze so I can reload it and then get back on. Yes, Gen X vibes. Gen Xers experience the Fox body at peak, the Grand National at peak, the Cobra at peak, the 93 Cobra at peak, the 0304 Cobra at peak, the GT500 at peak, Coyote. We've experienced it all. Stop it. You had a life before YouTube? Exactly. Coyote Swap S10. What happened to those little trucks? The S10s are cool, especially the Cyclones. The Cyclones are cool, but now the problem is it's almost like I'm not a fan of the Cyclones to Coyote Swap. That truck I leave alone. It's so rare. You grab a Cyclone, you put a Coyote in it. What the fuck? It's too light. Let's be honest. A F-150 is great because of the extra weight. When you get a four-wheel drive vehicle that has a Coyote in it or any high power output motor, it's going to bounce. You need the weight to plant so that then you can roll out. Have you ever seen actually isn't one of those guys on D gas or whatever? They have a Coyote Swap truck, a Typhoon or Cyclone, and it right? And every F-150 sits and goes. Typhoon or Cyclone jumps. And I'm like, I'm good. GM has the big SUV game on lock, and unless it's a new 6.2, I have an old 6.2. There's a point, guys, where you just have to stop looking at new vehicles Because every new vehicle has a weird recall. And I know you guys were like, what about the DOD system on the Escalade? What about the DOD on the Escalade? What about the transmission? Yeah, I hear the transmission do wonky shit. I don't care. I'm just Jake was going nuts. I towed the white car, the 8-second car, Collier, back home. And he's like, it tows good, but boy, it's that transmission. I go, I don't care. Jake, I don't care. I am not one of those guys that needs the car to be working 100% perfectly, especially a daily. It's a beautiful truck. I love it. But I don't need it to be smooth as power through. Don't care. Cyclone was a 1-year truck only. I was thinking of getting a Gen 4, but what Alex said, it's not worth it. Stop. Let's read you from the horse's mouth, John Lund Jr. John Lund Jr. wrapped up tuning on the S650, naturally aspirated. So, John Lund posted something, and I need to read it so you guys really understand, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. I was telling you not to buy it when there's no tuning. I'm still not a fan of the S650. I do not think it's a great setup. I think it's a Gen 3. I think it's if you want a refresh nose, if you like the looks, of the S650 dropped with wheels or whatever, it'll perform just like a Gen 3. Why do I say that? Because Junior said that. And again, this is Junior's Instagram post yesterday, and I'm going to read the whole thing, okay? John Lund, tuning day 4, I'm done. Key takeaways. Number 1, it likes ethanol, just like Gen 3. Number 2, there's not a whole lot to gain on pump gasoline, like Gen 3. Number 3, it makes similar peak power mod for mod as Gen 3. The dual inlet and manifold design may allow for slightly higher RPM shift, but nothing crazy to keep the engine longevity happy. 4, manual cars will likely show more power due to less drivetrain loss. 5, long tubes and intakes will pick up similar to Gen 3. I suspect 12 to 15 with long tubes, another 5 to 7 with inlets, assuming hood closed, fresh air suction improves that. Number 6, they like boost, just like Gen 3. Number 7, I like the map-based speed density tuning on a Mustang, and I think the 10R control will be better based on my experience with the 21 and 23 F-150. My plan is to have any tuning available possibly next week, sometime during the HB Tuners MPVI RTD4, using RTD4 and MPVI3, once it's working through TDN. I'm going to handpick a couple of boosted combos to do first over the next few weeks before I'm ready to tune a bunch of those. So, key takeaways. It's a Gen 3. So, I'm not going to ever tell you to not buy it now that tuning is out. I'm just not going to rah-rah it because it's who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. There is no magic. You're telling me a slightly heavier car with a similar Coyote, with a similar 18 manifold, with 2 cold airs and 2 throttle bodies was going to pick up 20, 30, 40 horse? No. It's going to do the same shit. Now, for my money, based on what I'm to guys, this is why I wasn't excited for X50 tuning. I'm slammed. You understand? I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm slammed. It's everything. I'm getting GT500s, all generations F-150, all generation Mustangs, all generation swaps. You guys forget we tune swaps, and not just a stock throttle body swap, dickhead. Whipple, Odin, Twin 69, Twin 65, 163, lock cams, Gen 1, Gen 2, all types of swaps, custom shit. And Gen 1, 2, 3, 4 Mustang. So we're adding a completely new platform on this thing. You're adding a completely new platform onto our plate, and you want me to be happy about that when we are slammed. Now, why are other tuners happy? They're not slammed. They are getting by. They're doing okay. But they're not slammed. I bet you they don't feel pressure. I bet you they wake up and they go, 6 orders. 12 orders. 55. Just me. Right? So, When Junior's like, tuning's available, I go, ah, fuck. Something else I got to do. Another process, because Gen 1 is a process. N-Gauge is a process. HPT is a process. LRX is a process. So I'm not excited for this thing because it's just more work for me. But I'm excited for you to have the options. I don't care. I don't give two shits about it because it's going to perform exactly like the Gen 3. Now, all things being equal, I want to go fast today. Stock motor Gen 3, turbo 400, twin turbos, vaya con Dios, se acabó el party, vámonos. 850s, 840s all day. Today! I don't even look at the S650, but a nice 13 to 14 S197 here. You set yourself up every time Scooby-Doo takes off the villain's mask and it's a Gen 3. I'm back. What did I miss? We don't care about that motor. Here, Dan Buford. What's Dan Buford? Did you see Zach from Hoonigan, Godzilla? Shut the fuck up. Did you see that they... Yeah. Who has... Oh, bro. I got to find it. I'm going to find it. I'll fucking do it again. Okay. Dude, 1 hour and a half. Fucking 30 messages. What the hell? Okay. So the Raptor R, blah, blah, blah. Guys, you want to see the funniest thing I've seen in a long time? I'm waiting for it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Here it is. Hold on. Okay. How much horsepower do you think a Godzilla made on a on a Super Duty? So what is it? How much boost? Doesn't say. I don't know. A stage 2 Whipple kit with a stage 2 Whipple tune. Stage 2 3-liter supercharger kit on a dyno, rear wheel horsepower. How much rear wheel horsepower did a 7.3 Godzilla with a stage 2 Whipple kit make? Horsepower and torque, go. Take a guess. Take a guess how much horsepower a Godzilla made. JD Swag says 700. Bryson Witt says 450. Grayson 590. 550, 625, 600, 590, 680, 700, 540, 550, 450, 600. Are you ready? Guys, are you ready for this number? I don't think you're ready for this number. I don't think you're ready for 565 rear wheel horsepower. 565 rear wheel horsepower and 572 pound-feet of torque. You piece of shit. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
140
Or did that?
He tried to steal money, and he's a fucking asshole. That's what I say. He's a fucking asshole. He tried to keep the attention for him, not for Mongia. He's a fucking asshole. He steals his fighters. That's what he do. Fucking pussy. Motherfucker.
All right.
Everyone, I'm here for you too, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Shut the It does smell like jelly beans.
Ah, this smells like
Imagine
jelly
you do a
beans.
pull. Dude, I got this Godzilla in this 7.3 and I have been waiting for the Whipple Stage 2 kit. Are you ready? Yeah, let's go make a pull.
Ah, this smells like jelly beans.
What the fuck? Well, that's pretty good for
Ah, this smells like jelly beans.
See what happened is, like, hold on. So the 10R140 the 10R140 The torque multiplication in the planetaries. The torque multiplication in the planetaries got in the way of the Hootner valve. This thing really makes good. Shut up. Could you imagine? You thought you were popping with a Godzilla and a stage 2 Whipple and a 10 PSI F-150. Bullshit, you're cheating. Have you ever had your sheep pushed in? Where is it? Have you ever had YouTube? Have you ever had your sheep pushed in? Holmes, have you ever had your shit pushed in? I can't hear it, so I'm just like, let me plug in so I can hear it. I can't hear it because I went rogue with this shit. Hey, you ever have your shit pushed in, man? Shit.
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in.
Oh, fuck. You ever have your shit pushed in?
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. Simple question.
Yeah.
Nah? No. Had my shit pushed in.
Oh, yeah, man. I had my shit pushed in, bro. Big time.
That's going to be you at the light. 7.3 liter Godzilla. Godzilla owner. Whoa. Hey, you want to go? You want to go? What do you mean you want to go? I got a 7.3 Godzilla in this thing. What do you mean? This is a stage 2 Whipplicate. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. I'm about to push your shit in. What the fuck? What you mean you got my shit pushed in? Oh!
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in.
Big time, bro. I got my shit pushed in big time, man.
Pushed in, bro. Big time.
Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Fuck me. Bro, come on, man. So this is the great thing about this show, right? Only like the real ones understand where I'm coming from with the Godzilla stuff. That's DOA. That shit is DOA. It's done. That Godzilla shit that you guys were talking about, oh, whoa, wait until this modern push. Shut the fuck up. 500. You're telling me a supercharged 7.3 liter made only 500 horsepower? Sheesh. Yeah, but, you're right. Fucking sucks. Now, maybe with aftermarket tuning, bigger injector, sauce. Hey, man, this only made 500 horsepower. Let me smell some timing here. Oh, what's this? Torque reduction. Let's shut that shit off. We need a bigger pull. I mean, a smaller pulley. Small pulley. And 601 rear wheel horsepower from a 7.3 liter supercharged motor. You have to be fucking embarrassed. Embarrassing. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. There is a dating channel right after this. I'm getting right into the dating channel. Fuck it. So, for those of you that like the dating channel, give me about 5 minutes. I'll switch over, change shirts, and we'll talk some shit, do some bumble swipes, wherever the fuck you want to do bumble swipes. But I'll be on for another hour on the dating channel. The rest of you can see me again on Sunday, Peasant Chat. We'll talk poor people. Sunday night, Saturday morning, I'm going to work on a standalone video, doing an explanation as to why I Coyote swapped the ZR1. We got to ride that wave. We got to ride that fucking wave. See if we can get some views off of that shit, and it'll pay for the swap. If not, no big deal, but not chasing clout. Just giving you a standalone video why I Coyote swapped the ZR1, and then we'll talk some shit for the peasants over on Sunday. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll switch over to the dating channel. I'll see you peasants and dating people over on the dating channel.